Welcome to Reddit After Hours. This is r/Am I the Butthole, where OP tells her biological daughter that she was nothing but a sperm donor and not her mother. Our first Reddit post comes from Egg Donor Mother, titled, "Am I the butthole for telling my biological daughter I was nothing more than an egg donor and her real mother is the woman who raised her?" I'm sorry this is long, but it's complicated and I really need some perspective. 25 years ago, my close friend Clara and her husband James were struggling with infertility. Clara couldn't conceive or use her own eggs. She asked me if I would consider carrying a baby for them and to use my egg and James's sperm. I already had my 2 kids and was done having children. I was hesitant at first, but eventually agreed because I wanted to help my friend become a mother. 9 months later, their daughter Bella was born. From the start, Clara and James raised her as their own. I've only always been, quote, auntie to her, just a close family friend, and that's all she ever knew. My own kids always knew the truth. I never hid it from them. They understood that Bella was biologically related to them and that I had helped my friend start a family. I never told Bella anything because I truly didn't feel it was my place. It was something her parents needed to decide it and when to tell her. A few weeks ago, Bella and her fiance were at his family's house and they did one of those DNA kits for fun. When the results came back, Bella saw that she had Cuban and black ancestry, which confused her since she knows both her parents are white. Instead of asking them, she used the combination to their safe, which she learned a while back, and started going through their personal documents. She found an old photo of me pregnant in a hospital bed with Clara holding my hand, and she also found paperwork about Clara's infertility. After that, she started pulling away, especially from Clara, and none of us understood why until everything exploded. My family and I were over at Clara and James' house helping with wedding prep. At one point, Clara and I were in the kitchen talking about my kids, and Clara mentioned that I had paid for both of their weddings, and she wished that she could do the same for her daughter. Bella must have overheard because she walked in and suddenly said that I should be paying for her wedding too, since she's also my daughter, and I was totally thrown off. Clara asked what she meant and Bella just snapped. She said that I was her real mother and accused Clara and James of lying to her. She said that she had grown up in a fake home while my kids got the life that she was supposed to have, and she slammed the photo on the table and stormed out with her fiance. The next day, Clara asked me to come over. Bella didn't want to, but showed up later after Clara begged her. She told us about the DNA test and going through the safe and how she felt like this answered something that she had always felt deep down. She said that she had always been jealous of my kids, not just for their vacations or home life, but also because I gave them a good life without any way hardships. She said that she still loves Clara, but feels like she never really belonged, and now she thinks I'm the missing piece. She even called Clara a child snatcher. That's when I stepped in. I told her that she needed to stop talking to Clara like that. She turned to me and said, "You're my real mother. Why don't you love me?" I told her as calmly as I could that I was nothing more than an egg donor. I told her that I love her like a niece, and that's all. Clara is her mother, not me. I wasn't the one who raised her. I wasn't there for her childhood. Clara was. I never saw her as my daughter because that wasn't the role that I had in her life. She left again crying and since then has sent me over 20 messages. Some are angry and some are pleading. She's asked me to meet with her and James because she says that we're her real parents. She said that she loves Clara but insists that she's always felt a disconnect and that I'm the reason why. Clara and I have been in touch since the blow up and we're both heartbroken. My husband thinks I should have had a one-on-one with Bella, but honestly, I feel like there's nothing left to say. I didn't raise her. Clara did. She was always a wonderful mother, and up until now, she and Bella had a great relationship. I don't know why Bella is spiraling like this. Clara was there for her every birthday, every school day, every scraped knee, heartbreak, and milestone. I made peace with my role in Bella's life a long time ago. I never saw myself as her mother, not because I didn't care, but because that was never the agreement. I helped my friend become a mother, and I kept that promise. So, am I the butthole? That's a tough one, OP. No, you're not necessarily the butthole, but I feel like her parents probably should have told her a lot sooner than, 25 years old. Maybe could have avoided this existential crisis for her. In any case, I think she needs therapy among, all things, because it sounds like she's really, really going through it right now. Not the butthole, but wow, this is a tough one. Our next Reddit post comes from Northern Canadian A, titled, "Am I the butthole for telling a friend that a tattoo on her chest saying Forever Brian's is a deal breaker for most men, even though Brian has since passed away?" I've got a friend named Eula that is relatively new, as I've only known her for 4 years. She has a tattoo on her chest just below her collarbone that says, quote, "Forever Brian's." She got it when she was quite young, early 20s, about 15 years ago, when she was engaged to her first love, who unfortunately passed away due to cancer, is my understanding. I don't know the history beyond that, but it happened quite quickly, and she got the tattoo after he passed away. I've been watching her date for about 4 years now, and the tattoo has consistently been a sticking point for the 3 to 4 or so guys that I've seen her with. Each one has said it differently, but they've all said that they'd like her to get it removed, or that it makes them uncomfortable enough to leave the relationship when it got serious. Last night, Ula and my wife were having a girls' night together, and I was downstairs enjoying some Baldur's Gate 3 when they both came down and asked for a guy's opinion, and harassed me until I put the controller down. I warned them repeatedly that if they asked me for a guy's opinion, that I would provide one, but that it might be hurtful. So I asked the ladies if they remembered the movie Titanic. They both agreed. I asked them if they remembered what the core theme of the movie was. They both answered that it was a love story between Jack and Rose. So I told Eula, "Do you know who it wasn't a love story for? Rose's husband." Rose's husband married her, had children with her, stayed married to her for roughly 60 years, and grew old together, overcame adversity, and successfully had a long life together. But Rose didn't think of her husband or those memories together when she died 60 years later. She thought of Jack. All of that living that Rose and her husband did together meant little, because in the end, when she passed over, she went to her first love, Jack. I looked at Eula and said, that tattoo is written confirmation that they're not your forever person, which is fine when you're casually dating, but what you're indirectly asking for when things start to get serious is if they're willing to sign up to be your Rose's husband. I agreed that Brian had passed away over a decade ago. I agreed it wasn't fair. I agreed that they were stupidly competing with a dead person. I agree that removing it won't change how she felt about Brian. My bottom line was that this was a, quote, one guy's opinion on the matter, which obviously all of her previous boyfriends to some degree agreed with me on, as each one had raised it as a serious issue to them. I wasn't trying to start a huge argument, but that's basically what happened. So I tried a different approach and told her, look, I'm not trying to start anything, But everyone wants to find their forever person. What you're doing is basically telling these guys that you've already found yours, and that's not changing. So they keep it casual for as long as they can. And when you try to get serious, they leave to protect themselves because no one wants to be a placeholder. And it doesn't help how aggressively you defend it. Shortly after she passed out on the couch, which was much to my relief, in hindsight, this should have been a conversation to have while sober. So, was I too harsh? Was I a butthole? Even the next morning, she was slowly crying and committing to removing it, which I told her to talk it out with more than just friends and maybe seek out a professional opinion before removing it. But I sure felt like a royal butthole. It really felt like there was no winning here. Just a lot of hurt feelings and distant tragedy. Not to throw any shade at her, but I probably would feel uncomfortable seeing that for the first time too. If I was, dating her, going out with her, and I saw that for the first time, I might feel uncomfortable. I think that's why the old saying goes, never get your partner's name tattooed on you. That was Reddit After Hours, bringing you r/Am I the Butthole. Thank you all so much for listening, and if you like this video, like and subscribe for more Reddit content.